Here's what's coming up on this month's new episode of the Business of Cleaning podcast. Joel Craddock's journey began over 40 years ago working for his church for a quarter an hour. He used lessons learned from that job and applied them to running his business today.
Based on something my father told me as a kid, and that is, you wake up every morning. Back then there was something called a newspaper. Don't know how many newspapers exist today, but you would open up and you look at the obituaries. And my father used to tell us, if you don't see your name in the obituary, your employer expects you to be to work. So responsibility is what that taught me from a very early age. And also the fact that, wow, you actually do something and you got paid for it. Now people may say, well, a quarter an hour, why would you get out of bed for that? Well, when you're a kid, back in the late 70s, early 80s, a quarter was a lot.
After a difficult conversation with doctors, Joel began to focus on cleaning for health, and it led him to a revolution.
So having worked in this world for quite a while and being a gentleman who started out and being told you don't wear gloves, you don't wear safety glasses, you don't wear hearing protection because you'll be considered less of a man and you'll be picked on, because it's a macho thing. I knew I'd been exposed to so many chemicals over the course of time. But what I was not ready for was the bad news, which was that I had more chemicals in my body than an embalmed person. In the early years, it was very difficult because I was competing against an industry standard. And when you're going against the flow, it's almost like, the salmon trying to, flow the opposite way in the river. It's very difficult. All the naysayers that were laughing at me in 2013 weren't laughing in 2020 when COVID hit.
Join us and be moved by Joel's ability to fight through adversity and fight for his life.
I caught COVID in January of 2022. And on the 19th of January, I actually flatlined. I died. They resuscitated me with paddles. And I woke up in the intensive care unit on a ventilator. It just showed me how important it is to train people the right way because you just never know. And I often tell my business colleagues that, my ultimate goal is to build a business that can outlive me. I know that this business could if something were to happen to me.
Some people view cleaners in a negative way. Joel serves to end this stigma around the cleaning industry.
A lot of people do not realize the education that goes into being a custodian and the types of things that we need to know and the amount of math we have to do and the understanding of chemistry and pH and using the right products for the right purpose so that you don't damage the surface. I know that I've seen the job reports and the forecasts, and we are going to be one of the industries that continues to grow.
Mark your calendars for Wednesday, February 28th for this month's new episode. You can listen to us on Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a 5-star review today.